We move next to the next next speaker, Mr. Mohan Kumar. And to tell about Mr. Mohan Kumar, he is the founder of Morning Meal Private Limited. And Ms. Mohan hails from a technology background, crawling into marketing and entrepreneurship, and then mentoring various startups, continues to be a business advisor and an independent consultant for various companies located in Singapore, Malaysia, and India. B2B has been his forte, though the domains touch B2C as well. His 18 years of experience involves a transitional observation from internet age to the current digital age. He carries his valuable enterprising learning to implement to the business development and deliverables to high quality standards. In addition to experience in staffing also, he also has a wide experience providing strategic management and assistance in a variety of environments and moving startups from scratch. Now welcome Mr. Mohan Kumar to do your presentation.
Sure. Yeah. Firstly, I would like to thank all the speakers and the entity for organizing such a great thing, and it's very useful to everyone. And I hope I am audible. The moment I am not audible, please drop it on the chat, and I will be able to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Thanks. I wanted to get into the basics of growth hacking contents and the techniques. We'll not waste much time on the case studies and how each one. No, I mean, this is all about experimentation. So what works for one business will not work for another business. So I've been an independent consultant, and I've been going through a lot of businesses, B2C, B2B, and across different size of organizations. So we'll go ahead and start from the very basics. If your basics are strong, then you would really get the hang of what exactly you want to do and what you will be doing on your growth hacking techniques. So these are the topics that I will be discussing today: the growth hacking and how examples of growth hacking, and we'll touch upon email marketing, so which is the cheapest way of marketing, and know what strategy works for email marketing, and so we'll also hit upon what is marketing automation and what's the difference between email marketing and marketing automation. And we'll also look into some of the tools, marketing automation tools. So we'll not go a lot into the marketing automation tools because, yeah, probably once I go run through this, then you would get to know as to why we are not interested in going through each tool by tool. So okay, now we'll see what is growth hacking. So growth hacking is a simple English term as how you hack the growth of any product or any company or anything that you are selling. So you want to get the growth, and all you do is hack it and get a shortcut to what works and what doesn't work. So it's all about experimenting. So you have to do an experiment on which are the things that are working for you, which are those things which are not working for you. So, and the second thing is the shortlisting of your experiments. So you have to have an array of experiments that you need to go through, and so whichever works, you have to document and then go to the phase 2 of it. And growth hacking is a minimum ROI, and any business owner today will look for the return on investments. So we have to look into what works for us and what works cheaper for us. And again, coming back to documentation is the vital part of this growth hacking process. So the more you document what has to be done, and where it has to be done. So pre-growth hacking documentation and the post growth hacking documentation. So we have to do a lot of comparisons, and we also have to have a goal, focus on what we want, and what are we spending for the customer, for our client acquisition. So what is the cost per customer or per client acquisition? So we have to go ahead and get the cost per current customer. And growth hacking, as I told, it's another modernized word. So I mean, we have many modernized words now. The social media marketing called as digital marketing, and the marketing is split into many marketing tools, many marketing terminologies, and say for example, we have something called as bootstrap. So it's the trend which we have to catch up on. So when the company says we are bootstrapped, so that is, that we have a very small set of people and we are doing all by ourselves. So it's a trend which we have to grow on. And so even say growth hacking is again, the experimentation which has been in the past, in the form of innovative marketing, or in the form of creative marketing. So people use many words. Bottom line is, how we understand our customers. So the target audience is the main thing. So how are you crisscross and, coming back to the same point, or what is your target audience, and who are the customers who will be interested in your product, and what is the customers need. So get both the things in line. And no, it's something like, now you have a set of keys, and you have a heap of locks. So you have to understand, where these keys will fit into those locks and open the locks. So how do we do this growth hacking, the entire process? So growth hacking is a process. It's not a 1 day process. It's not a 2 day process. I know, if I guess everybody, all the business owners at any point of time would have used Facebook marketing. So Facebook marketing, you have an experimentation on the budget and on the campaigns you have. So it's nothing different than that. So growth hacking technique, no, we have to follow these few, the bottom line mantra is, yeah, Facebook paid ones. Yeah, I'm talking about the Facebook paid ones, no, which you can, I mean, $1, $5, or $10 campaigns, and how the Facebook started its marketing campaign. So how do we do this growth hacking technique is, with the orbiter. I call it as an orbiter process, where first you have to have your objective oriented approach. So you just have to look at what your objective is. So what you have many marketing channels, you have many experimentation, and you have many things. So as a new startup, everybody will look into. I mean, everybody wants to spend little, and so nowadays everybody is bootstrapped. So what we do is, we try to do most of the things ourselves, before we outsource it to an expert, or an agency who has expertise in this. So before we go there, no, I'm sure there are a lot of people, and I've been one of them. So I've been, gone through this startups, and I've been a startup myself several times. And so we have to set out our objectives, and so that's the approach that we have to go ahead. So the objectives might be plenty. So the primary thing any startup should do is take a pen and paper, or you have a smartphone and your Samsung notes, or so any other notes. You can just put everything, whatever comes to your mind. You put all the objectives. So then you start shortlisting what are your objectives, how it is directly proportionate to the revenues, and what will be the investment of those objectives, and how do you achieve those. So what I would tell is just be raw, just put all the objectives on the paper, just keep it aside. So take a few days, it's still okay. Then taking something and failing, and then getting the out of that hangover. So take enough time, put all your objectives on papers, and so then the second point is to record the goals. So you have to record all the goals, and this is the objective, and this is the goal. So if selling or branding is the objective, so then we will have to next fix upon a target or a goal. So if I have to sell, say, apparel, so to sell this apparel, my goal for the next 3 months is say about 10,000 rupees, or by volume. So you can fix your goals by volume, or by reaching to as many people as possible, or to increase the subscribers, or not to increase the revenues, just hitting the bottom line. And no, you have to brainstorm the ideas as well, so which is really important in the growth hacking techniques. So it's more like an analogy where if you are in the problem, so you have a radar which will be stuck in the problem, and you will not be able to think out of that. So you have to brainstorm your ideas with all known people, unknown people, and so I would like to share a story of one of the author. I don't remember his name. So this guy used to go to the Mumbai railway station, local railway station. He just used to sit there for hours together and just listen to people. So just to listen to co-passengers, and people who shuffle trains, and people who come and wait, and all the phone calls. So once he comes back, he puts everything into a story, and then he used to write his stories. In fact, no, I felt that is a wonderful idea. Say, no, for all the business owners, you have to see. I mean, what's relevant for you to spend your time being one of the customers. Say, if you are in the apparel business, so go visit a mall, do a lot of window shopping, see what kind of discounts are there, what kind of deals work for the customers, and what kind of deals are shortlisted by the customers, and what is the feedback. If you are business to business, B2B customer, and you are looking for clients, say, for example, a company like a digital marketing company who wants more companies to have a digital marketing campaign run. So go understand, know what is. When go as a business owner, you tell you want to start an apparel business, and what is the challenges that you face in the apparel business. So you'll get to know a lot of pain points. So when once you brainstorm your ideas, and brainstorm with a lot of people whom you know, whom you don't know. So just keep talking about it. See, one point I would like to mention, the guys who are looking to raise for investments, who are pitching with the investors. So if you want a strong pitch, so you always have to show that. So you are living on this idea, you are living on this concept, and you are literally married to this concept. So 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 that is when the investor feels that okay, you're breathing, eating, drinking, so everything this of this product, and that's when he gets the confidence of investing. So which is why I say not to focus on too many products or too many ideas, no, at any point of time. So I'm sure each entrepreneur who comes as a startup is very very ambitious, and nobody wants to say no or stop their growth. So being the ideas will always be indefinite. So we have to restrict to our idea. We have to, again, recording is something which we can use for getting lured into different ideas. So what you do is you just have a have one document open on your smartphone. So whenever you get an idea, just key in the idea, just store it in the database. So do not work on multiple concepts and multiple products. So give your sweat and blood to one product, and so surely you will be successful. So after brainstorming the ideas, we'll have to implementation and with documentation. So we have to shortlist the ideas. So once we have the objectives in place, the goals in place, then the ideas in place. So then try to relate all these things and document it. Okay, so to reach this objective, I mean, if I take objective one, then for the objective one, this should be my short-term goal. This should be my long-term goal. So if the short-term goal clicks, then we will jump to the long-term goal. So and then what are the ideas, marketing ideas or promoting ideas or the subscribing. Yeah, so we'll have to document no, and on the then we'll have to go ahead do the testing. So once we do the testing, then we will have to see the test results and we have to do the analysis. So it's pretty much like any software development life cycle, where we design, develop, and do the coding, and then we do the testing, and then we sign off the project. So this is absolutely no different from that. So you have this orbiter, so which is the bottom line mantra that you have to look into it. So then so let me state some examples of growth hacking. So during those earlier days when Hotmail was one of the email accounts which started its free service. So they started with the postscript "I love you" with a free email link. So which will which will which will tell the person who reads the mail from hotmail.com to go ahead and create another email ID. And Airbnb, I'm sure you are familiar with Airbnb and Craigslist. So Craigslist is something which is like our free ads, where you can just post free ads on the internet, and so there are millions of users who will be watching this on a day-to-day basis. And Airbnb is a real estate company. So what they did is to increase their visibility and sales in the market. So they gave a link from their site to post it directly to Craigslist. So this can be done if you are familiar with the API techniques using the Craigslist API and Airbnb put it in your site and ask them to directly post it, so where people can directly, I mean the traffic will definitely increase. And automated subscriptions is something what we see under every email and every Airbnb is it's a real estate company. So it's a US company. So there's nothing to do with the Indian market. See, Craigslist is a general site, not like any other site, any other portal that we find on probably Craigslist.in or Craigslist. So you just go there and yeah, you can post your ads. So what example I was giving was Airbnb used their site to post their ads to the Craigslist directly. That is, I log into Airbnb.com and there is a small window where I can post it directly to Craigslist. So I need not go to Craigslist website separately and post it. Airbnb, what they get more not traffic. So people who I mean the posts which are coming from Airbnb to no the posts which they see in Craigslist so will be like powered by Airbnb. Know where this no, post. Yeah. And no, the automated subscriptions is no, say you walk into any store, say for example, Health and Glow. So you make a purchase, they have a no, point system where they take your email and your contact number. So there you have already subscribed to their emails and their products. So this is how you can do the automated subscriptions. I would like to give no, an example of one of the growth hacking no, concepts that we used in a recent product development. So it was a product no, more for the corporate center bars of India. So we did a similar thing, you know, where they can post a review to Zomato from this particular portal. So now people need not go to Zomato to post their reviews. So they can go to this particular site, which is under construction still. So they can go to this particular site, just log in using their Zomato ID or their personal email, and then post it to Zomato the reviews. So which makes a lot of sense because Zomato is more popular. So we will we'll just touch base on what is email marketing. So email marketing is one of the strong tool till date, and it's been working well. And email marketing is a very low cost tool, and to get the database of emails, I'm sure it's not a rocket science these days. You have Google and you have your keywords to search. So go ahead, search, and you get millions of database. In fact, about few years ago, I tried it and I got at least some 100,000 email IDs free of cost. So email marketing, no, the response is very, I mean, though email marketing for this generation is primitive, and each users maybe corporate users might be getting about 200 emails per day in their inbox. So we will see as to what should we do to attract the customers. So this is just a case study where 83% of the users reported the spam button, and 80% used it used it without opening the message. They just select it and delete it, and 73% see what is the subject line and who's the email coming from. So the from is very important. So apart from the email ID, you need to have a name or a nickname what you fill in when you create the email ID. So once we target the audience, so that's where you can filter out your audience. And the base decision on subject line is about 69%. So it depends a lot on your subject line what you are using. And 20% of the users take time, search for the unsubscribe button and click on the unsubscribe. So the email marketing techniques, the similar one. No? We have a planning, we have a target audience, and we have the objectives, and we have the choice of emails that we have to choose, and we have to personalize the content based on the objective that we are looking for. And no content any days is the thing that rules whatever digital marketing you do. So the content is the primary thing that you have to look into. Okay, let me rush to the no, do not do's. What we should not do when we are doing an email marketing. So we will, most of us will assume that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and try to just put an image and send it across. And a picture is definitely worth 1,000 words and worth 1,000 perceptions. So what you perceive from the image will not be the same from what others will perceive. So it has to be a mix of images and text. So, it's pretty common that email when it is not designed for the poor, I mean for the preview panes. So we have to ensure that the size and the images and the placements of the electronic data mailer that we create has to be in sync with all the email. On the emails. I mean, irrespective of what servers we are using, whether we are using the Gmail server or a free server, or we are using an official email ID. So we have to ensure the preview of the design of the email that we send should fit into the preview frame, because nobody would want to double click and then go and see the entire content. And overselling is pretty common for especially email marketing techniques. So people try to do a lot of overselling, like like rush. This is the last day to encash, and only 2 days left. So different types of those pushy campaigns will not work on email marketing. An image versus text. So as I told you, we have to balance the images and the text accordingly, so that we don't miss out on what message we are conveying, and what's the kind of audience we are capturing. And the subject line, yeah. So subject line plays an important role. In that way, we make sure that our email will not get into the spam. Subject line is one of those things which you have to just throw out all the subject lines you have and try to shortlist them and then fix to one subject line. So you need to have at least 5 different subject lines for the same objective. So all email marketing, it doesn't work in one go. You should be really lucky if you can get a successful email campaign in one go. And no, multiple objectives is again a no-no, because one email campaign should have one objective, so one call to action and one nothing that you are selling. So do not confuse your email subscribers, because they would obviously not be ready to read your email. When they read and you have 3, 4 objectives that I've mentioned, so most of them, at least 60 to 70% of them, do not reply it immediately. So what happens is they forget what is the first objective you have mentioned. Frequency of the email campaign is also very important. So you have to time your email campaigns to ensure that it doesn't no overlap. So something like reminders should be fine. So setting giving them a campaign, and then giving them a reminder. Okay, so 3 days left for enrolling into a course, or so, and multiple follow-ups will definitely work. And the formatting and special characters is very important. So I'm sure you would have noticed emails with 15 to 20 exclamation marks, which is strict no. So the more formatting you do and the more special characters you add, the more you, confuse the mind of a subscriber. If you keep doing the email campaign very frequent, so the main, I mean, if you keep seeing the same topic every now and then, so the reader will directly spam you into his spam box. So it's not, no, you have to plan your frequency, and according to your objectives. So the benefits are, the low cost ROI. What I've seen in my past. So email campaign is the best campaign for B2B or B2C with the lowest cost or with no cost. I mean, there are many sites like anytime any email cutter. Yeah. So there are many sites where you go and you feed in your data and you get only the email IDs and the names of specific document or specific URL. So I call it low cost ROI because you need not even spend for the email IDs. So you need not spend for, when you do your basic email marketing. So you get to know what benefits you, and then you can go to your next step of marketing. And the global reach. Global reach is very fast in email marketing. Of course, we have WhatsApp groups, and we have many other Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups. So, but what the email is something which any person who opens his laptop, logs in. First he checks his emails as to how many emails he has got. I would like to share one technique that we use. So I'm definitely against deforestation. But in Singapore, no, for one company, we did a marketing campaign for a B2B company. Yeah, the company was into travel industry. So what we did is we were doing email marketing, and there was about 20% results. So what we did was to just write an handwritten letter. We posted it to all the CFOs of the companies, and that really worked. It was about 40% of the reward that we got. So like how olden days, people say, okay, I've got one email in my inbox. So it's pretty much similar these days where you get the postcards or the snail mails. No, okay, I've got some mails apart from the bills that I get it in my mailbox. Yeah, and again, the global reach is there, and no technical expertise. It's absolutely, I mean, you get plenty of email templates on the net. So you just have to go download a template, fill in your particulars, and then you got your template ready. So take it and start your email marketing. So it's easy to track your emails and easy to share. Easy to share different objectives, different data you want to share. So you can share different. So now we will listen to marketing automation. So marketing automation is again, I would say, a modern day terminology which was used earlier, and now it's been evolved and termed as marketing automation. Marketing automation is nothing but a simple definition of divide and conquer. So what we do here is it's an email marketing campaign where you blast your emails, use any MailChimp or any kind of campaigns. You blast your emails, so then you get your emails. These marketing automation tools, what they do is, they divide and segregate all your users. So they divide, they have different segmentation. So I'll tell you in the next slide. But the basic concept of marketing automation is how you divide how you segmented different email responses at different days. So email marketing versus marketing automation. So automated campaigns, yes, there are many tools where you can automate your email marketing. So as to what time you have to shoot your emails. I think Facebook had come up with a good strategic study of what day is a good day for posting the Facebook ads. So I guess it was Monday and Friday, I guess. So Monday and Friday was when they got the maximum response of the advertisements, and that's when the entrepreneurs, the startups who posted their ads, so that's when they got the maximum response. So I still believe that the day and time you choose to use your marketing ads is very important. The workflow templates, yeah, you will get the workflow templates also on the net. So you have a workflow like with which emails, what are your objectives, how you have segregated that, where which dates you are shooting your email, and segmenting. So I was talking about segmenting. Segmenting, what the marketing automation does is, so it segments each of the emails. Say, for example, we have a blasted an email campaign last week, and today we set to see we set into one of the marketing automation tools. We look at it. We get the detailed data of how many guys have opened the email, how many guys have clicked the email, and they have been redirected to the site, and how many guys have not even looked into the email, not even read the email, and so how many people have spammed the email, and how many people have just selected and deleted the email. So the Marketo, Oracle, Liqua, HubSpot, Salesforce, Paradot, Acton, Silverpop, Sales Fusion. So these are the marketing automation tools, and so these are a little on an expensive side. So for beginners, probably you can use Drip, ConvertKit, and Active Campaigns. So these are not free, but they are of low cost. So if you're looking for a free tool, no, it's better to build one. So you hire a developer and you build your email campaign tool. I'll drop my email ID here. So if you have any questions, or if you have any kind of challenges in your
Thank you very much, sir. It was a very well informed session.
yeah,
A lot of techniques and a lot of inputs you gave on the email marketing. Thank you so very much, sir.